Hi, I'm Marlon Harewood.
Helps on towards Harewood!
Welcome back to another episode of Boots to Business, trying to implement to the young generation and ex-pros to invest and to get ready for life after football. Almost arriving. He's there.
Mazza.
Yes, my bro. How are you?
Oh, get myself in. How are we doing?
Mr. Matt Jarvis.
Whoa.
Good to see you.
You too, mate. You too.
Thank you for doing this.
Pleasure. I fell in the bucket seat. Had to lift the seat up a little bit.
Did you take the banter well?
Yeah.
You were alright giving and taking?
Yeah, I didn't mind it. That's part and parcel of it. I think as a kid when you're growing up, when you're in the youth team and that, you get battered all the time. But once you get to that certain point, I think once you have a little bit of banter, if you laugh at yourself, I don't think there's anything better than that. And then obviously you can give it out when you
big
choose.
time. There was a few lads, because once that lad chews, then you've got
100%, yeah. If you get a nibble, there's nothing better. And that's it, nothing better. I try my best to bite my tongue as much as possible.
The good days, mate. To be fair, that is one thing I do miss, is the dressing room.
Yeah.
The dressing room and the training, the banter, because
Massively.
obviously, speaking from experience of West Ham, that dressing room was tough, bro. It was tough. And there was some characters in my dressing room. Which...
you had to walk in every day, and if you wore something out of the ordinary, that was getting hung up or cut open or set on fire, whatever it was.
Was there one person that you had in your dressing room that you can say that got it?
Do you know what? Honestly, I have to say, it was passed round. It was passed round. There wasn't just one person every day that got it. I think there was a question mark on like quite a few people that come in with like the same gear on or something like that. The PFA tracksuit that you got given.
No.
You used to get that one, but it was spread round. Everyone used to get hammered. It doesn't matter who you were, which was I think it's the best. I think it's the best part about it.
100%.
Doesn't matter who it is.
I think that made your team and your dressing room.
Yeah.
If you got a good dressing room with the banter and everything going, I think the team plays well.
100%. 100%. You don't need any outside influence.
Yeah. Because I was listening to a couple of podcasts, like the lads were saying, a toxic dressing room don't do well.
No. Do you know what? I've been very lucky. I've never been in a toxic dressing room. There's been players unhappy, wanting to move, that sort of thing.
That's just normal.
But the actual core group of the team is been class. I've been very lucky. Obviously, going to West Ham when I did. What a group of players they had. That core group was Ginge, Nobby, Nobes, Jack Collison. You had like Tonks back then, Reedy, Coley, obviously, and then Andy come, Joey O'Brien. It was a decent.
I was just about to say you're a bit like me. Like when I went to West Ham, the changing room was just like that.
Yeah, the old school.
Naming some players. But to be fair, I was fortunate to play. What was different from West Ham and Wolves? Because I was fortunate to play with you at Wolves. And it was such a good time because obviously getting promoted was really good with Mick Maguire. So how did you find that dressing room?
Do you know what? Wolves was wicked. Purely and simply from my experience there, we were all sort of a similar age. We hadn't, when I first went there, none of us had played in the Premier League, so we all had that like hunger and desire to get there, but we had that banter of being like 22, 21, 22, 23, and we enjoyed ourselves, don't get me wrong, like in a championship when we are winning on a Saturday, going out as a team on a Saturday night, it was top times, and you obviously when you came as well, that was still that same changing room. Every day there was banter as you're going in. The training was good though. Everyone worked hard, but it was a nice environment to walk into. I think that's the thing. And Mick, I love Mick. I think he's probably one of the best managers I've ever worked with.
Decent.
He was honest, but he was out there every day. He had the balance with him and Terry Connor, like
Terry, I forgot about Terry.
Terry was brilliant. He took me out every day, like early and after, to do extra bits and pieces.
In like first team coaches, I always think that they always wanted to be a manager, but I think Terry was very comfortable as a number two.
Yeah, he was.
Could you ever see him being a manager?
He had like 13 games when Mick got sacked at the end of the season, and you know, unfortunately for him, it didn't quite work. I mean, I actually played really well under that time, but he had that balance between change room and manager, and he had it spot on. And he was brilliant, and the lads loved him, and the lads actually loved working with him. Like, they would go out early and work with him because he had that infectious thing. Like, come on, Joey, coming out? And he'd be like, yeah, I'm coming. And he used to work on your game, and that would be anyone. It wouldn't be just like, you know, people say you had favourites and that, but he would work with everyone. If you wanted to actually improve as a player, he'd work with you, and that was Ledge.
What a guy! Oh, such good times. Like, so like, as a young lad growing up, like, your footballing career obviously started. Take me through it. Take me through it. Yeah.
Wow.
What was like your youth days, and obviously going up to be a professional in the clubs you played for?
Yeah. Well, I was, as a kid, I was actually at Millwall, believe it or not, for 7 years. Obviously, I don't mention that when I don't mention that. But the reason I bring it up is because actually at 16, I actually got released. I got told it wasn't good enough. Got released. I found that really difficult because I've been at the club a long time, struggled with that, but luckily for me, one of the Gillingham scouts got me, kept like calling me and was like, look, come and train, come and do this, and I was like, to be honest, I just wanted to play locally with my mates. My confidence had gone from being released, but I went, after a couple of weeks, I actually went and trained at Gillingham, and I didn't play that well, if I'm honest, on trial, like. As a winger, like, it's all confidence.
You can actually remember that, yeah?
I remember feeling after games thinking like, I've not really done well there. But whatever happened, I played about 5-6 games, and then they offered me a youth team contract, the YTS back in the day. And I signed it, and I moved out. I moved into digs at Gillingham. I actually lived with Ryan Bertrand and his family. Just amazing, just crazy, and. The penny just sort of dropped with me, and I hit the ground running. Youth team days were brilliant. I was playing, every weekend we were, enjoying our football, but I was playing well. And then in my second year at YTS, I actually trained with the first team on pre-season, and then got in the first team and played in the Championship, is where Gillingham was at the time. I played in the Championship at 17, and then signed pro. And then after that, it was just such a weird sort of couple of years. We were in the Championship, we had such an experienced team. And then, so we unfortunately got relegated, and then it was like a whole shift, a whole new team come in, a whole new younger team, and I did a few more years there. We played in League One. I got in the team of the year at the end of that, and then
decent.
I
actually don't remember you at Gills, you know.
Yeah, mate, that's where it all began for me.
It's weird.
Great.
Trying to look back and think.
I did 3.5, well, 4 years really at Gillingham in the first team, really.
I should know this. How old are you now?
I'm 37.
Oh, you're still young.
Yeah,
that's why I'm like
a young
8 years above you.
Yeah, but so I actually went and met, because I had a few clubs after me at that point, because I was doing quite well, and I was sort of running my contract down, so I wasn't on a Bosman, but I was. So I actually flew out to Portugal to meet Mick McCarthy. He was on holiday, obviously, golfing or whatever he was doing, and I flew out and met him. And then after I met him, there was nowhere else I was going to sign. Like, he told me what he was doing, because I think they lost in the playoffs that season. He had a young squad, wanting to build on that, and he told me, like, what the role that I would play in the team and why he wanted me at the club. And then I literally signed pretty much straight away after that. Although, a quick story for you, I actually was flying to Marbella with my mates for 5 days. Like, well, it was a week. And my bags were packed. I was literally going to the airport, and I then got the call I had to fly out the next day to meet Mick McCarthy. So obviously, the rest of my mates went, and I flew to Portugal, went to meet Mick, come back. I then went up to, look around the stadium. I went and did a few things, and then obviously the deal got done. And I then signed with the club secretary at the training ground, and then I actually got a lift with him and his wife to the airport. I then flew on the same flight as him to Marbella. And then he went left, I went right, and I went and met my mates for the last few days of Marbella.
Quality!
Brilliant, mate, brilliant.
That's quality.
Yeah, good fun. So that was a good trip. And then, Wolves was brilliant. Unbelievable 5 years, winning the Championship in the second year. playing in the Prem. First experience of it, just amazing.
Yeah.
That was when my first season in the Prem was when City just signed Robinho. Remember that?
Wow.
So that was one of the first games we had. It was away at the Etihad, and just walking out the tunnel with Robinho, and that was just class.
Mad, isn't it?
Yeah, ridiculous. Because when towards the end, I struggled with injury. I had 4 operations in 3 years, so that sort of side of things you then appreciate so more. Just the actual freedom of being fit and healthy and going out and just training and playing with your mates, really. And then obviously having that build up to being able to be out on the pitch. I think that was the biggest thing that I loved about when I got back from injury, was that feeling of walking out on the pitch, first of all.
Yeah.
When the fans are all out there, that atmosphere, you walk out and then you line up, you shake hands, and then that just feel of being in the game. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Like, I wish I could still play now. It's just the best thing about being a professional footballer.
Yeah. Oh, good. What you said about injuries, how did you overcome them?
Difficult.
Was it hard?
Yeah, I mean, the first one was I did a silly thing. I was never really known for my tackling. So I decided to block tackle.
Why is that a thing with forwards?
Oh man, I tried to block tackle Yaya.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, silly.
Wow.
Silly.
What a rock you tried to tackle.
Yeah, I mean, just stupid really. It was about my, I don't know, 10th game for Norwich, so I was still in that, like, I need to show everyone what I'm about.
Yeah.
And so I tried to tackle him, and he broke me. Yeah.
Oh.
So I'd done my medial, and I got myself back from that, but it was never right. I played the rest of the season. I then had to have an op on that. I got back from that. In my first training session, I struck a ball and someone smashed my ankle, and I felt something in the back, and it was sore. And I just sort of, I just got back. I was like, no, I'm all right. And I got through it. And then I got through to the international break, had injection. Next is injection.
Oh.
It was a nightmare, and I couldn't get through it. So then I had another op on that, and then they were like, just thinking it was just going to be a quick clean-up. But what actually happened was, so my cartilage is on the scan, just shows that it's there fine, it's just red where it's been inflamed. But when they touched it, when they went under the knife, they touched it, it all fell off. So I had no cartilage on my back of my ankle. So I had like 2 centimetres by 2 centimetres by 2 centimetres where there was no cartilage. So it was just bone on bone. So I had that op, which I had was called like a microfracture on my ankle. And then, so they drill holes and it bleeds, and then the blood sort of sets, and then that was your fibrous tissue, I think it was called. So that was your cartilage, so it was just dry blood. So I basically, after about 10 months, I sort of basically got told to retire by the specialists, and I was like, no, I'm not retiring.
Jesus, listening to you, like, you're quite intelligent, aren't you?
I try to be,
understanding all your injuries.
Exactly.
And how
by the end of it, I could have been a physio.
But, knowing what it was.
Oh, mate.
I got a little surprise for you where we go in. We're just about to pull up to Champneys.
Sounds good.
Yes.
Give me a massage, eh?
Yeah. Couldn't be any more relaxing in this environment for you. That's what I try to achieve. Joe, thank you for coming. Much appreciated for your time and to try and help me try and educate the next generation through your career. And although you've had a fantastic career playing for numerous clubs that I've had a little Google of the lads now, I've used that to my full potential now. Especially one for England as well. Obviously, we'll touch on that a bit later on. I've just got a couple of questions I would like to ask you.
Absolutely,
from my nice little drive in my BMW.
I know, yeah.
You like it, don't you?
Yeah. I'm waiting for this seat to sort of surround me.
Hug you in.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it is proper nice. It is proper nice. But so, throughout your career, what was the worst thing that you've invested in?
Ooh.
Or bought?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. I mean, there's probably loads of like silly things that you'd buy. Like I bought like this. This was talking probably about 15 years ago. I bought like an electric scooter.
Okay.
But obviously back then you weren't really allowed to
I was
ride
just
them
about
around.
to say.
But it went like 30 mile an hour. It's because at the time my wife was like, you're just not spontaneous. You think about everything too much. You know, like if you say, oh, let's just do that, and I'm like, yeah. But then if it's something like to buy, I'll be like, oh, let me have a think, and I'll do that. So I was like, I had one of these things that's like, have to do something spontaneous once a month to try it. And that was my first purchase.
And you could say that now, you're retired.
Exactly. But I fell off it on the first attempt. So I was like, oh no. It went 30 miles an hour, it was ledge.
It was rapid.
Yeah, it was class. But I wouldn't even say that. I would say, I think I remember buying like this one item of clothing.
I thought you were big time, weren't you?
No, well, do you know what? It was my engagement party. So I had a big party, like, everything like that, and I bought this. I can't even tell you exactly sort of what it was. I don't know what brand it was, but it was expensive. It was like suede, but like one of them sort of like not army ones, but you got the collared with the buttons things. Like that. And it was ledge. I had it all tailored. Everything fit me, so it was perfect.
You just said it was ledge.
Yeah.
But would the dressing room approve?
I think so.
If you walked into it.
I think so. I think, but the reason I say it was, I spent whatever I spent on it, had it all tailored, fit perfect. I wore it for about the first 10 minutes of my engagement party.
Yeah.
Because then obviously I took it off because it was roasting.
Hot.
And I've never been seen again. Never been seen again. Because it's not one of them things you can just wear.
So you would say that's probably one of your worst?
Yeah, up there, definitely with one of those. Yeah, because other stuff like cars and stuff like that.
I was going to say investment piece.
Yeah, I mean, it's not an investment, is it?
No. Well, cars definitely not an investment.
No, so, but that's...
Would you say...
I don't know if
that's
it was...
your worst investment? What sort of car?
Yeah,
Did you lose any money on a car that you bought?
Do you know what? I have to say, obviously, yeah, I've lost money on cars, but I've never bought anything silly.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not talking like I've not bought Lamborghinis and like the top.
Is that because you're missus?
No, I've...
You're not that
I'm
person?
No.
Just throwing it.
No, I'm not. No, I don't get me wrong. I like the limelight, I suppose. I like being that person, but not that sort of car, maybe. I don't know. I've never sort of gone for it and done that. I've liked the understated with that sort of side of things.
Yeah,
There's a lot of other things that I would say no, I would like to do. But I'm maybe more on the understated side of things. But yeah, there's been a few, like, I remember I've changed car a fair few times, which is not ideal.
Good. No.
But yeah, some Porsche, like the Cayenne, which was nice. I like that. As I say, I mentioned about the 4x4s. I like that.
Yeah, so you like to be high
so
up.
I like that. Yeah, but
small.
the C63
because it was quite small.
It was all right. We keep bringing this up. But yeah, I like that. But yeah, the cars are never a good investment. Although I have to say, I did change mine just after lockdown when there was such a demand for used cars.
Yeah.
So I actually got rid of mine. I had the Range Rover Discovery, and it was like ledge. It was from new, like it had all of the screens in the back. It was blacked out. It had everything on it. It was beautiful, and actually to drive, it was great. Like it's a massive car, 7 seats. It was really nice. And actually, I think I had it 2 years, and because of the demand, they actually bought it back off me, and I actually made
Was that recently, COVID time?
Because it was sort of maybe about 2 years, 2.5 years
ago. I remember it was going crazy. Used cars was some reason just went.
So I actually made
£1,000. Oh, wow!
From selling my Range. So that's the only ever time I've made money on a car.
Yeah.
So I've not. That's investment wise on cars. Have never been a good thing.
Outside of cars and stuff, investment wise, is there anything that you as a young guru your career that you invested in that went?
Not really. I was never been like too big into like I know a lot of players have done like the film schemes and all of that sort of thing, but I never got involved in that. I've sort of done like we mentioned about like investments like ISAs, unit trusts and that.
Yeah.
With a financial advisor. So I've never really chucked some money into like another little project or something.
Your financial advisor, did you actually know him?
No. Because
you're quite trustworthy, which is
hugely
massive in our game. You need someone to trust.
Yeah.
And obviously you've met this guy, and he's set you out a plan, and you've trusted in him.
Yeah,
it's
a
weird,
massive
thing in
your... It is, well, because we as footballers, you sort of you work you're the other way round. So you earn your money when you're younger, but it's got to last you. And obviously everyone works up to a point to then be getting paid good money, and then they can do that until they're 60 odd.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was always sort of old before my time, but I sort of listened to this guy and sort of had how I planned my future and how I wanted it, and sort of you
So
try
good to hear. Wow.
try and go down that route. But don't get me wrong, there's loads of things. There's one I've just, while I was saying that, there's one thing that I've just remembered, and that was a holiday.
Okay.
See, so for me and my family, we like to travel, so the holidays are quite a big part of our sort of, I suppose, spending. So before kids, me and my wife went on one trip to St. Lucia, which we'd been wanting to go to for ages. But in our sport, the time of year that you can go is the summer holidays of football. So it's rainy season there. Now, we've been to the Caribbean a few times and it's been fine. It downpours for 20 minutes and then it's
roasted.
We went to this one place, so Sugar Beach, I think it was. So we had like a ledge place, butler and all. So like, I went for it. And it rained. And I'm not talking rain. It was thunder and lightning.
Oh, wow.
And we were there for 10 days. I think after 3 days we left because it was constant. You know, and then we flew back. And then we like chucked on an EasyJet flight to like just somewhere in Europe, and then spent the rest of the time there. We spent it all on this St. Lucia holiday. But
oh wow!
What
but that's is it investment or is it?
Nah, it's not really investment.
No,
but
you
I haven't
obviously
really gone.
money.
I haven't gone big on investment, as in like I haven't bought a restaurant or I haven't done some of that. No, I've been quite.
You seem very. It's nice to hear. Very sensible. We've used the word sensible as what you're.
Boring in another type,
no,
but sensible.
Obviously, during your time, you would say in the dressing room you're boring because you don't really get involved with all the lavish stuff. Yeah. But looking back now, me listening to you, I would 100% want to be like you. Yeah. Which is amazing to hear, Joe. So don't worry, because
never worried.
People would love to be a pound behind you.
I don't mind people having banter.
But obviously, a lot of pros, everyone's different, and they all have their own ways of doing stuff and how they survive. But obviously, you seemed very grounded because of your wife. You've been with your wife a long time.
Yeah.
Throughout your whole
family,
career, which is
people
really
you
nice
surround yourself
to
with,
hear.
isn't it? Really.
Yeah, and you're very family orientated, which is lovely as well, which is great, mate. Oh, thank you for that. Obviously, your best. We go to your best thing that you've.
Best investment.
You spent your money on, and the
I
best
tell you what,
investment.
I
think I know this one.
No, I don't know if you will.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm not going to go down the family route.
Okay.
I'm not going to go down that. Although, no, I'm going to go down something different. So when I was 17, I got given some money by my gran who passed away, and I used that with some savings that I saved up as well, and I bought a flat. Right.
Okay.
Which is mad when you think about it now.
Did you buy that, or did someone tell you to buy that? Interesting, because
I don't know.
Did you have the thought process of doing that?
Yeah. So I got some money and I built up some money, and I thought,
you?
like, what would be a good idea to do? And I'll go and buy something nice or like a car because I was 17, just starting to drive. But no, I bought a flat. So I spent all of that money on the deposit on this flat, and then I went in it for about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And bought it, and I've not been back since. Right, I've still got it now.
Oh.
Yeah.
My man.
Yeah. Right, and I've not paid. Well, I say not paid a penny. I've put in a few little new bits along the way. But best investment I've ever made, because I've put in my deposit, and then it's been rented out every day since, and it's paid off everything on the way. So now it's free money, as it were.
So it's rent free. I mean, not rent free, mortgage free. Oh, so you just got a property there sitting there.
Yeah.
Just been rented out.
Yeah.
Every time.
And at 17, someone telling you to do that, you'd probably be like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go and do whatever. But
okay. That's what I want to get at. Stop.
Yeah.
No, absolutely fantastic. I love that. So why?
Why
at 17 do your mindset automatically say, I'm not going to do that. I'll wait.
Yeah, I think for me, part of it was because some of the
Even
money
if you
was
got advice.
from my gran.
Yeah.
So I was like, I want to use that money for something.
Yeah.
So a part of me was like, it's a bit sentimental. I'd do something to keep.
Which is lovely.
Which was cool. And then the other part was, at the time, like, I was living in digs. I was, you know...
But you could spend that money on so much stuff. Because once
you know, when you were in the youth team, like...
That's what I'm saying. When you're in that bubble,
you
just want to go out and spend your money and do
but
whatever.
You weren't on decent money.
So your thought process is absolutely amazing to think, I'm going to go and buy that flat.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, I never realised it would be as good as it's turned out.
Yeah.
But I just thought...
But you don't, do you?
No, but I just thought at that point, it's getting sort of on that property ladder that everyone talks about when I was there, everyone was like, oh, you invest in bricks and mortar and do that.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, I don't know. So I did it purely and simply to use that money for something so I can keep it. And now it's like, where do I sell it or do I keep it and then like sort of maybe keep it in the family for my kids and sort of do it like that. But yeah, I don't know why I decided. I think it's just that impulse of I need to use this money properly that it's been given. Part of it's been given to me from my gran, so a bit more sentimental sort of type of things. But I don't feel like at that point in time that I needed that sort of money. Seems weird, but in the youth team, all you know, most of players, you just turn up in your trackie or your PFA trackie that you got given. All you're doing is training during it. I was in digs. We weren't going out anywhere. We were training, going back, training, playing on a weekend. And if on a weekend I could probably go home. And then at the weekend you only can go sort of one night. It's a Saturday night and then the Sunday and then you're back into training. So I didn't necessarily feel like I needed to spend all that at that particular time.
No, it's perfect, mate. Because I just wanted to get the understanding of obviously trying to educate lads now to actually wanting to do that, to try and plan for the future. That if you've got the spare cash, instead of spending it on a watch or a car, to invest in yourself for life after football. Hence why you did it. And now you look back, you're thinking,
I know.
This is nice.
100%.
You're so happy you took that chance and that thought process to do that. So I'm literally trying to, which is a great example. I hope people would listen to that because it's unbelievable. Thank you for that information and through your younger days. Hence my next question: what advice would you give to the next generation now from your career to go on to obviously to help you with the transition of afterlife?
Yeah, I think
after football.
Yeah, I think after football it's extremely difficult because you sort of have to always be planning for the future. Yeah, which is really difficult at such a young age. I think that's what the hardest thing to think is like. So at 35, when I retired, at 35, what do I want or what do I need and what do I need to live or what do I need to, you know, do I own my own house? Do I need to pay for mortgage? Do I need to pay for something else? Cars? Well, how much do you need? What is bills? What, you know, that's the sort of things that you start needing to think about such early. And who wants to think about that?
Well, they don't know.
No, but who wants to think about that?
It's easily done because you're in that amazing bubble. Don't get me wrong, the bubble is
you get swept up in that bubble as well.
It's the best bubble you could ever be in.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you need to think about yourself because that bubble will never go away.
No.
But outside that bubble,
it
will.
It's the real world.
So it's just understanding after what you want to do after.
Yeah, I think the sort of advice is obviously you've got to enjoy the moment. I totally agree. Like everyone, and you know, I sound like I was really boring. We went out, we did all sorts. I bought this and bought that. It wasn't, but you've got to enjoy them moments because a lot of time in football, there's not as many highs as everyone thinks. Yeah. So when you have like a decent win and a good performance, then you can enjoy yourself. But then at the back of your mind, you always got to be thinking like, it's such a short period of your life that you can earn good money. And then after that, it's very hard to earn that sort of money again.
Yeah, 100%.
So you've got to be able to try and enjoy and what do you see your future, which is so hard to plan. Like, because I imagine you and like me, what I thought at 17, what I thought at 20, what I thought at 25 is different to what I think now. Yeah. But you've got to sort of put yourself in a position that you're like, this could be what I'm wanting. Do I want to have a family home? Do I want to not have that and have a few other things, or do you want to have like a place abroad? How amazing would that be? Something like that. So it's being able to sort of keep them ideas of what you potentially want to do, but being able to plan. I mentioned about the way I worked out my paycheck. I suppose that is fundamentally what I did every month. So I didn't even think about it. So when the paycheck went in, everything went out straight away. So you don't even see it. So like I did that. You can't do this anymore, but I did that pension thing when what was it called? I can't remember. Salary sacrifice. It was called.
Okay, yes, I remember that.
So it went straight into your pension. So you didn't even see it come in. It got taken out before. So then you automatically you don't even see that money that's gone out. So your focus when you get paid is that money that's gone into your bank. So you don't even see that. So now you're like, oh, well, if I actually got all of that money before, I wouldn't have saved what I had there.
Yeah.
So it's trying to plan and think, right, I get paid X amount, half of that's going in tax, half of that I could put in investments. Yeah. And that's not, I know it's easy to say put in investments, but what investments do you do? That's where it's tricky. That's where it's hard.
This is the conversation that I'm having with a lot of lads that I have now and educate them but it's like the low, medium to high. Yeah. But you should always have the low. The low should be just ticking along regardless. Yeah. And then if you're a medium, it's okay, and the high. So but some of the lads do the high and the medium and don't worry about the low. Yeah. But the low should be there regardless.
Yeah, the low's your everyday, like that's your standard
thing.
Yeah. Obviously some people I never really liked gambling as such with your money. So you have it on that medium, and then don't get me wrong, some things like you need to, if you're wanting a sort of a short term burst you've got to be able to, anything you've invested, you've got to be able to lose, I think. Because if you're going in, you have to, and then you're putting it in a high risk and it's gone. You've got to look at it and think, oh, I shouldn't have done that. But if you're happy to not lose, no one's happy to lose it. But if you're putting it in that bracket, then you've got to be prepared. Be prepared that it's going to be gone. And if it makes money, fantastic.
Yeah. Because you keep saying about being boring. Mate, I'm not that person. I'm obviously making opinions about someone. Do you have any regrets? Because I wouldn't class you as boring.
No,
me
I wouldn't
personally,
say
my opinion about you.
I brought it up, so it was my own fault. It wasn't. I'm not boring in the sense.
So do you have regrets? Obviously spending money and stuff, and not going out partying and enjoying.
Don't get me wrong. I did go out partying, but not nowhere near like it.
Because our era, we used to.
No, not quite.
It used to be the thing.
Yeah, no, not quite as like that. But do I have regrets? I don't have regrets with regards to obviously the way I did my financial side of things, but don't get me wrong. I think sometimes this is just me in general within playing football. I think that with my start of my career and maybe in the middle, that I sort of did stuff for other people. So like if I was, when I was at West Ham and we lost and we didn't play very well, I had something in town like a meal or something, I would then not go to town. And go home instead, because you were getting peppered, you're battered. People would be like, "You've lost. Why are you out and doing all this?" But I think, look now.
Is there a reason why you did that? Because you couldn't take the.
No, I don't know. Maybe it was I thought maybe I shouldn't be seen out because it's not right.
Not the right thing to do.
Yeah, it's not the right thing to do.
Or it's just not because.
No, I don't know. But now I look back and think, well, I wasn't doing anything wrong. Like, why did I not just do it? But then at the time, I felt it was right. So maybe. If you're saying about regrets, maybe I felt like, I think if I went back and did it again, then I'd probably not care as much about other people's opinion. Because if I felt that I'd given my best and worked hard and done all that, then
you know yourself.
Then I knew myself that I would just go out and enjoy what I was already planned to do anyway. Yeah. So that would be sort of a regret of mine, maybe that would be just more of the stuff to actually do myself.
Quite respectful. It's nice that you're like that, because I know obviously everyone's different. They have their own opinions. Fans have their own opinions about situations, but obviously the caliber player that you used to be, you used to work your socks off. So I think they will know that, and obviously it was a bad game. they wouldn't come for you for, if you did go out, they wouldn't come for you for your lack of effort and trying. So,
I don't know. Maybe maybe that is something like when you talk about it and you think about it now and you start thinking, actually, why did I really care? Like to the degree of not going out.
Yeah.
Not to why did I care? I cared anyway, but not to put all my plans to the side that I had already organised. But
okay.
yeah, as it's something that I would potentially say.
No, wow, it's nice. See, the thing is, like, I see you most weekends because obviously we're ambassadors for West Ham. Majority of home games, we do a couple of things outside of with the sponsors and the members and stuff, but we never really get down to have a great conversation and to understand what actually you went through your career, which is really nice to listen to, and obviously your story. As another thing for what I want to know is about like England as well. Yeah. Because that's obviously, as a young lad, you grew up wanting to play for your country, and you had the opportunity to do that. How did that feel?
Honestly, I think like you've hit the nail on the head. Like that's the pinnacle for me as a kid. All you want to do is play for your country.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's a far-fetched dream or whatever, but it's play for your country, and that could be anywhere. Like it's just. You just want to play for your country, and for me, it was the pinnacle. It was like a dream come true. I know it's so cliche, but it really was.
Not really.
I remember getting that text message because it was a text message. Capello was the manager, so I got a text message. I'd just come through my house into the kitchen because I played the day before, but the early kickoff, so I went home.
You said you played as well. The team you was playing for at the time weren't doing so well.
We were,
Which is really interesting, obviously, that you got the call, which is nice because obviously they see that how you was playing and what you was doing. You can compliment England and what you was doing for your club.
Absolutely, I think that's yeah. Well, I mentioned before about the players, the calibre of players that were in my position in the England squad. Like, to be able to compete with them when I was at Wolves and we were we were fighting relegation, so it was like to be able to perform on a weekly basis, which you know whether you're playing well or whether you don't.
Yeah.
So I knew I was playing well, and I knew there was rumours that I knew I was in the preliminary squads before, but you never think, like, oh yeah,
No.
I'm gonna get it. So then receiving that text message, I thought it was banter. Like a lot of people.
Oh, you do. Always do.
You've heard so many stories that someone's got a text and then it's someone pranking you and you're buzzing, you're telling everyone, and it's just not true. So
that's always the way. Because it's mad, isn't it? We always go back.
Why do people do it?
Back to the banner.
You just think, oh no, because that's like your dream moment, and then someone's just like so. So I didn't. I was like, I don't know. And then actually, I then got a call from someone at the FA to say, look, it's not banter. Like,
even then.
Even then I was like, really? But then, that whole experience was just amazing. But it was like being back at sort of my first when I first went there, because it was like being back at school a little bit, because they'd all been in the squads before. Like they all played in the same sort of teams. There's at least 2 or 3 from each team, maybe more. And I was the sort of not outsider, but I knew I played against them all, but I don't know them personally.
Yeah.
So I going in, and then where does everyone sit on the bus? Like, everyone's got their own seat on the bus. It's a very important part of the bus journey. Man, so you're like walking on like
it's conversations. I need to tick for next questions. That is so true.
Where do you sit? And then at the, going in for dinner, sitting there. And there's one of the things like Capello had is everyone went in together, everyone left together. So I'm in there. I love my food. Like I'm sitting there. I remember I was sitting next to Carl Walker. And he was like, I'm like cleaning out some food. I was starving, doing that. And then everyone's sort of finished and everyone's looking around and I'm still like going away.
Yeah.
And I'm like, looking around. And then he was just like, hurry up, mate. And I was like, oh, shit. Like, everyone's waiting for me to finish. Like, everyone wants to go. Everyone wants to just get back to their room. And I'm like, putting down. So like, but it's just mad. But that whole experience was amazing.
Oh wow!
As I said, like just being able to, that squad. You had players like, Rooney was there, JT was there, Lampard, like Ashley Cole, Defoe, Darren Bent was there, Crouchy, just that Gareth Barry. It was just it was such a ledge squad.
Yeah.
So when you sort of get in and you start, training wasn't an issue because
No.
that's your comfort zone.
Yeah, you're amongst
Yeah, you
top
can actually,
players.
but it's then when you're like, just waiting around and on
Yeah.
the coach, and you're like, there was a table tennis table, like, and everyone's having a little play, and I was like, yeah, I'll go on, I'll have a little knock around,
Yeah.
and like, so I played. I lost a few.
I was about to say,
yeah. So I played the first few games. I
Do
played
you
the first
back
few games, and
yourself?
I lost, and I was like, poor.
Do you back yourself?
And then after that, I then got in the swing of things. Now I don't know if you do know, but both my mum and dads were both England #1 table tennis players.
No, I did not know that.
So-
he's literally just throwing that out there, right there.
So yeah.
you better be able to play.
Exactly. So the first few games, but no one knew this. So the first few games, I needed a bit of a warm up. But you're going on cold.
Are you hustling?
I was
Are you
hustling. No, so I went on cold. So I lost the first few games.
Yeah.
And then went
I
off,
don't
and
use
then
that
you come back
excuse that
up.
you went on cold.
I was cold. Like, I haven't played for ages. Like,
Oh
I'm talking
my
like
God.
years. So anyway, played the first few, got a bit warmed up,
Yeah.
and then I come back and beat everyone. And then the next day, someone's like found out this information,
Yeah.
and they battered me. You,
I bet they did.
because your parents were both England
there-
number
was
ones.
there any,
And I was like,
was there any
no, there wasn't. No,
Any money on the table?
No.
Are you
money
just
on the
saying
table.
that
No,
now?
no money on the table. But yeah, so that was nice. But that was sort of something that I can, that's you're sort of in somewhere.
Yeah.
Like to
Can't
have a bit
you
of
just have
bit of
that
banter. So
hidden?
yeah, so that was good fun.
Look at the little dark horse. He
Yeah.
had that hidden, didn't he?
Yeah.
No one really knew that.
So
Quality.
that was cool.
I like a bit of table tennis. I'm gonna have to give you a game.
yeah,
I have to be worried now. I have to
Well,
warm up before I play you.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, my dad was the England coach for 30 years. So.
Oh my God, he's throwing it out there.
So yeah, so that. But I again,
is that well known? Well,
Yeah.
well known for you. That obviously your parents are that. No,
I don't
depends
know.
where you
yeah,
are.
Not,
Do
not
you
really.
talk about it much? When you
well,
was
it doesn't really get
your
brought up.
clubs?
Everyone goes, "Oh, growing
Oh no,
up,
but
was it a
table
family
tennis
thing?"
tables are always in
Yeah,
the dressing rooms or in the
I
canteen.
didn't really play that much.
Did you?
Honestly, nah. And then I
Dark
just go on and
horse,
play a little bit and then
little-
come back off. but yeah, but no, that whole experience. I mean, that the particular game. So I played against Ghana at Wembley. Like that, I could have been anywhere in the world, But
Yeah.
to be able to play at Wembley, with all of my family, my friends at Wembley,
Yeah.
was phenomenal. That I remember it like I can still feel it. I still get goose pimples of warming up, and then like I was one of them. Like I was sprinting up and down. Like, that busybody. To be fair, trying to get on, and then getting that like
The
that,
call,
and
the
then
call.
I'm just like me, and they were like and I was like sprinting back, like shirt off. I'm literally everything's ready, like boots, shin pads, everything. Showing you on the
giving
screen
me-
where you
yeah.
go in here, there, and everything. And I just remember a shirt on, like waiting for someone to
You're
kick it
making me
out.
feel like I'm there. It's so sick.
Waiting for someone to kick it out, like kick it out, like let me get on, and then just being like whistle blows, and then just be standing there thinking, right, don't look nervous, because everything's going to be on you because it's your debut. Thinking, don't look nervous, and then like go on the pitch and just thinking. My initial first thing was, I've done it. I've played for my country. Like
Wow.
that. No one can take this away from me.
Both.
No one can take me away. I've done it. And then it's again, you then into the game.
Yeah.
And I've got a few good early touches, like little touch back,
Yeah.
And then you're relaxed because that's your comfort zone, like
big
playing.
time.
So
first touch is always
yeah,
important.
it's just like, give me the ball
Always.
quickly, little
First
touch back,
header,
yeah.
whatever you do,
Yeah.
it's got to be
good.
tackle.
Like, just have a nice touch and give it back. But
Definitely.
yeah, so then I had a few good runs, corners, crosses, and then that whole experience. But to be able that buzz, that initial thing of just walking on the pitch and the surrounding, being at Wembley, having everyone there,
Yeah.
and the amount of like Gills fans that messaged me, obviously Wolves fans, and then West Ham fans were saying like, oh yeah, I was at that game, like, and you're just like, that's amazing. Like as I said, I could have been anywhere in the world, but
Yeah.
being at Wembley was just incredible.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well done, Jaro. Well done,
it was
bro.
cool.
Because when you, obviously now you reminiscing, it's the best feeling, isn't it?
Ah,
I
unbelievable.
don't think there's much that can top that feeling of obviously the achievements that you've done and
Yeah, maybe
and
winning.
enjoyed it.
Winning the World
maybe
Cup or
winning,
something.
Maybe winning,
But
yeah.
honestly,
Did the team have an opportunity? Do you think the team that you was in, they should
the
have?
squad was fantastic.
Yeah?
Yeah, the squad was fantastic.
Because obviously we've had a lot of England squads. And would you say your squad should have won something compared to the one that is now? Because the caliber, obviously, is a
difficult.
mad question. This is because the England team now should be winning a World Cup
100%.
with the quality of players that's in there. No disrespect to any manager, because the team that's in there, they should be up there.
The attacking talent that we have on display now is phenomenal.
Yeah. So your
phenomenal.
era, do you think they should compared to now?
Yeah, but the thing is, it's so hard to say because you look at that era. That was just, I suppose it was after like the Gerrard was the only one that was injured actually there. So you had Lampard. Like these caliber players. It's ridiculous that they weren't able to, I suppose, win anything because it was like on paper you look at it and you think that's just an incredible side. But you look at now, wow. Like you look at that midfield and you could say Bellingham and Rice, they could play for the next 10 years in that team.
Easily.
And you've got everyone else around you that's obviously in great form at the moment, but the potential is huge. So I'm very hopeful.
You just said that Bellingham and Rice compared to like the Lampards.
Yeah, Lampard,
Gerrard, Scholes. Yeah. Which one?
They're
obviously because they're.
I tell you what, I'll get out of this one quite well.
Because don't get out. I don't want sitting on no fence.
No, it's not sitting on a fence.
Obviously, that our era. Yeah. The Lampard, Gerrard, Scholes, players of our era should 100% have won.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Yeah, totally agree with you. So
World Cup, Euros, everything.
My point with Bellingham and Rice, I would say the difference between them two and then say Lampard and Gerrard is they actually complement each other.
Yeah.
And this is truth. So Bellingham, he's got that going forward.
Lampard and Gerrard and them didn't complement each other?
No, because they both like to do the same sort of thing. They both like to receive, be the ball higher up.
From the manager to...
Yeah, but we're getting into different styles.
No?
Yeah, well, I think they tried.
Surely.
I think they tried. But I just think like on a natural basis, Rice would sit more. Yeah. Bellingham likes to roam, but Rice can go and Bellingham can sit. But in the other one with Lampard and Gerrard, I think they both like to do the same sort of
in Lampard
thing.
and Gerrard, they had people behind them that can look after them.
Yeah.
John Terry, Rio Ferdinand.
Yeah. I mean, you asked me to not sit on the fence, so I'm trying to be like them two.
Why you to sit on the fence?
Them two players
behind
you just mentioned them they were phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Who else was there? Sol Campbell. Who else was that era?
Well, that was so in mine when Michael Dawson was in at that particular time as well.
Your time?
Yeah, when I was there. I mean, fun. Yeah, I can't. What can I say bad about them? Like two players, they're phenomenal. I would have had any one of them in my team. But you looking at like now, I would say that the complement of the team, I would say Bellingham and Rice have got a better blend than Lampard and Gerrard.
Fence. You sit on that fence, bro.
It's a comfortable place to be there.
You love that fence.
But I genuinely think like with them two, and I think the other squad, the other part of the squad, you could have like you can pick anyone like Foden, Saka, like Rashford, Kane at the moment. I mean, it's a phenomenal squad, and it on any particular day they will wipe the floor with anyone. But on the bad days, I still think they've got a much better fluid squad than back then. It was a standard 4-4-2, or trying to accompany so many good players that it wasn't quite as fluid as the tactics and the team now.
Yeah, wow.
There you go.
Yeah, you fence it. You stay there. You stay there. But great insight. It's great understanding how you think it should go, and how you're sitting on the fence.
Yeah.
I like that. But obviously, I appreciate you massively for doing this. Obviously, got a couple more questions.
Go for it.
Just obviously, we've spoke about England.
Yeah.
Now speak about the clubs that you played for.
Yeah.
Which was the best?
You
get this question all the time. So I try to make it so differently, but it's no way of being. You can't ask it differently.
No,
but it's just,
I know. I find this one really hard, purely and simply because, Gillingham gave me my chance.
Yeah.
Because I got released from Millwall, so I got the opportunity to go to Gillingham. They took a chance on me.
Yeah.
And then I repaid it. it was a phenomenal experience to get in the first team at 17 in the Championship, and then have like 4 great years there. But at that particular time, they were in League One. I felt like I wanted to play at a high level.
Okay, yeah.
So I went to Wolves with Mick, and amazing experience. So to go from playing, getting released at 16 to be playing in the Premier League, I think at 22 or 21, having so instantly going there, playing really well. Then the following season, winning the Championship when you were there.
Yeah.
To then having 3 years in the Premier League and playing for England. That I had such a real positive, amazing spell.
Yeah.
And the history of I was the first player to play for England from Steve Bull for Wolves at that time. So it's it was just such an enjoyable experience.
Yeah.
And then to go to West Ham from there, it's a huge club. Everyone knows it's a huge club, but until you actually sign there, I don't know if it was like you. Everything's just magnified. Like you're in London. You think of like the media duties that you did at other clubs. Like I look at Wolves and we did loads of media, but then doing it for West Ham was miles bigger. Miles bigger.
Yeah, it was.
But that comes with everything. It comes with pressure. It comes with it. But we finished 10th in the first season. That was my highest position in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
It is good.
Phenomenal. We loved it. Absolutely loved it. Playing at Upton Park. Back then it was, for me as a wide player, you hear everything. You're on the sideline. It's so close to the pitch.
Everything.
I took the corners. I took the wide free kicks. Like everything's going in that ear, and that's good, bad, and indifferent. And I loved it because I felt I've played there as an away player. I've played there as a home player, and if I'm getting hammered by the away fans, I know I'm playing well.
Yeah.
So I used to love it.
Yeah, good.
But you're so close to it, and and I loved it. So West Ham was incredible. The only reason I left West Ham is because I couldn't stand not playing as much. So I only played. I think I made 11 appearances in my final season, and I trained. I did everything. I did absolutely everything I possibly could to do.
That's how it goes sometimes.
Yeah, and like Sam at the time, he changed the formation, so he didn't play with wingers. So for me, I was out the loop.
Yeah.
So I was on the bench, and then if we were struggling and needed a goal, he'd maybe then put me on and change the shape.
Yeah.
But I only made 11 appearances, and I found it really difficult. All I wanted to do was play football, so I made a decision. I spoke to Slaven Bilic, who would become the manager, and I had a really good pre-season because I played in all the Europa League games, the qualifying stuff. I did all of that. I played in the first 4 or 5 games of the season. I played like the last 25 minutes, 30 minutes, 20 minutes, and I spoke to Slaven about it, and he was like, "Look, as you can see, you've been involved in every game, but I can't guarantee you're going to play." Because I was like, look, I can't have another season like last season.
Yeah.
And at that point, Lanzini and Payet were playing, and I was like, although I was coming on in the games, I just couldn't mentally do another season of not playing.
Yeah.
So I had that decision, and I had that opportunity to go to Norwich, and I loved it. I went, signed like it does on every. I don't know if you've done a transfer deadline day signing. That was my only one.
Yeah.
And it was literally an hour before the window, and it was like, do you want to spoke to Alex Neil, who's the manager, you want to come? I was like, yeah, absolutely, right. And then it's like, right, you need to do all these documents, and for whatever reason, my printer in my house wasn't working, so I had to go next door. And my next door neighbour at the time was an American lady, and I was knocking on the door. I was like, look, I'm really sorry. I know her really well, and I was just like, can I use your printer? She was like, yeah, no problem. She was like, do you know how to scan it back in on your printer?
Yeah.
And she was like, and I was like, oh God. I was like, this is really important. I've got half an hour to sign all this document.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I sat around there doing it all. I got it done within 10 minutes of the window closing, and then you get an extra 2 hours to then do the second part of the paperwork.
Yeah.
So I'd done it all, signed, and then I literally drove up to Norwich. So I got there about 1 o'clock in the morning into a hotel, and then you're in the next day in training, and you're back to it. And
it's just straight into it.
It's mad. It is mad. You just come out of one environment, popped up and put it down into another.
No breathing space.
It's crazy. But I loved it. And I started really well, scored in my debut, scored in my second game, loved it. But unfortunately for me, injuries played a huge part of my time at Norwich, and that's something that's gutting, because I really feel like Daniel Farker came in, and I think and he agreed, and we spoke many times. I think I would have been brilliant in his system and the way he played. But at the time, they were top of the league in the Championship, and why was he going to then put me in if they're flying, which is completely understandable. So I then went on loan to Walsall, which was brilliant for me. It was just getting back into playing, and I loved it. And Walsall was great, really good. And then my sort of contract with Norwich finished. I was looking to sign at a couple of different places. And I get this call out of the blue, but at this point I've been doing a bit in the media. And so I get a call from a number I don't know, and I'm one of them. I quite like to know who it is. So I pick it up, right, and it's hi Matt, it's Martin Tyler, and I was like, I know the voice. I know the voice. And he was like, I was thinking, this is brilliant. What's he wanted me to do at Sky? This is fantastic news. And he was like, I don't know if you know, but I'm the assistant manager at Woking. I was like, what? And he was like, I'm the assistant manager. I know you're a local lad. We'd love for you to come down and play. I know you've got other things potentially, but I think it'd be great. And I was like, I just need a moment. Like I can't quite get my head around this. But anyway, so I actually went. I think it was a couple of days later. They had a friendly game, and I just thought, you know what, I need to play. So I went down and played 90 minutes against. I think it was QPR 23s. Played. Loved it, great set of lads, and it's part-time. So these lads are working like during the day, and then they're training evening and playing away. Absolutely amazing, superb. And I was like, do you know what? Like, I'm round the corner. I was like, it's about 20 minutes for me. Part-time was probably quite good for my body at that particular time. And I was like, that's brilliant. I loved the playing. That's all it boiled down to. It wasn't for the money, that's for sure.
No.
But it was amazing, and I loved it. And I did my first game for them. I came off the bench. I scored pretty much from my first touch. I think it was my second touch. I scored, got an assist. So I played 25 minutes, goal and assist. Next game, I come straight from the hospital. My daughter had just been born. So I come from the hospital, straight to the game. 25 minutes to the end of the game, I come on, another assist. I'm thinking, this is it. This is leg. COVID. And obviously in that league, in every league, COVID, the season finished. And then the following season, because that league just stopped. And then I signed up for the following year. I played the following year. And at the end of that, I was like, do you know what?
It's time.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to make, because you never ever, I don't know what you're like. I never thought I'd retire, ever. I thought you just
never do.
go.
I don't think you do.
And then it just got to that point, and I was like, body's not quite as it once was.
The recovery rate.
The recovery, everything. And I just thought that was the perfect time. I retired 35 on my birthday. Done.
Good man, good man. What was the transition like of that?
It's really hard. I've spoken about it many times before. I sort of, in some ways, COVID helped me. Because I've gone from playing, full time at Norwich to then playing, go down, play part time, then COVID, so that everyone stopped. So I got used to training on my own. In the gym or running or doing something. So you get used to training on your own, and then back to part time, and then finish. So I didn't just fall off a cliff. I had a little bit of a stepping stone down. And I think that mentally helped me. It's never easy. You can't it's the training, the banter, the competing. We're all competitive. I can't not be competitive.
No, I'm still now with my kids.
100%. It's ridiculous.
It kills me.
So you have all that, and you've got to sort of still use that and have that. So that's really hard. And obviously playing, there's no better feeling than walking out onto that pitch and have the crowd and the stadium. There's nothing. Honestly, it's something that I massively miss. And even when we do the ambassador stuff, I don't get that feeling until I go pitch side.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same. But the thing is, I do not miss playing. I'll tell you that right now. I do not miss playing. I miss the banter, the dressing room and that, but obviously through my career, 20 years is enough.
Totally.
Of football, but that's the only thing I miss.
How much of a better player are you since you retired?
Better?
Yeah.
Oh, much.
It's great, isn't it? Once you finish, you were so much better. It's great.
Let's see. Oh, mate. Oh, Jaro, thank you, bro. Just to end on, is there any advice that you would give footballers now professional people in obviously going through your career and what to look for and how to help themselves for life after football, really, because obviously that's where we are now as ambassadors, legends, and we do a lot of work in helping charity work and stuff like that. But what advice could you give to the new generation?
Yeah, I think it is hard because you've got to think about after your career in sport, in football. You've got to start thinking about it, whether you know exactly what you do. Some people know, like, I'm going to be an artist, like painting. Jody Craddock went straight into it. He knew exactly what he was doing.
Yeah.
That's really unique. Not many people know exactly what they're going to do.
Yeah.
So you've got to keep your eyes open. You've got to be able to, like, I've done my coaching badges. Is that something I want to do?
Yeah.
Probably not. But when you get the opportunity to do them, you've got to take it. And one door opens, one door closes, another one opens. You've got to be able to use as much as your, so I suppose, network as you possibly can, and you've got to not be able to turn lots of things down. I think you've got to be able to try it. You know, media, is that something that you maybe thought you'd want to do? Try it. If it is, then great. If it's not, no problem. You can try something else. I think you've got to keep your eyes open for something, but you've got to financially, you've got to back yourself.
Yeah.
You've got to be able to give yourself an opportunity to. I think the biggest thing for me is it's the stress of financial pressure, I think, and that's for everyone. Everyone's under financial pressure, but if you can give yourself a bit of a breathing space, so once you retire, that next paycheck, you're not like, oh my God, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
You've got to be able to give yourself a bit of a window to be like, right, if I don't get anything in the next 6 months, am I going to be okay? Am I going to be, because that's where people get ill. That's like, I truly believe, like, stress and, under, working ridiculously hard for anything, you put yourself under enormous types of pressure and stress, and it affects you. And I think if you can sort of cut a lot of that out to not have that burden straight away, you're going to have to do something, unless you're one of the elite. You're going to have to do something. But if you can take that pressure initially away, I think that's a huge, huge starting point.
Yeah, no. Thank you so much for that. It's been absolutely fantastic, bro. Can't thank you enough for this. I think that's going to end it on there, and then on that note, because it's been absolutely fantastic listening to you. I appreciate you coming and talking to me. I'd just like to thank everyone making this possible. Approved Finance, BMW Stansted, Azat Mard, Vanquish Tech. These guys, thank you very much for making this possible to happen. And it's been a fantastic episode of Matt Jarvis and his playing career and life after football. And thank you very much, bro.
Absolute pleasure, mate.